Carroll kept it too close for comfort against Leo in the sectional semis, but that didn't feel like the case in Friday's final, when it faced Snyder, some of the biggest stars of the SAC this season.
Last night, I don't know that we all played as well as we could, and tonight we came a little closer to all playing as well as we can.
Lots of seniors squaring off in this sectional final match, and ultimately, Carroll's seniors defended home turf. The Chargers won 4 of the 5 matches and took home the sectional title. Here's how they did it. Actually, let's start with Carroll's one blemish, because that's where the most drama came from. Let's take you to the second doubles court, 2 dubs. Here's the scene. Snyder went up 3 games to none to start. They were playing awesome, to quote their coach. 4th game, add out in favor of Snyder. Kenzie Lynch not letting it through up front. She ties it back up at 30-30. Next point, nice long rally that's gonna end with the point for Snyder. The Panthers won that game after Carroll missed the next serve. Continuing with the Snyder consistency through that first set, the Panthers win it 6-1. Second set, we'll pick it up in the 5th game, Snyder leading. Aubrey Ankenbrook at the net, just a wee tap right there in front for a nifty little point, but Brooke Hokema responds, putting that one down and forcing an error. Still trading blows we are here. In the end, it was Lynch and Hokema that would rally back and get themselves a set win. So to set number 3 we go, where Carroll won 2 games right off the bat. But that was before the Panthers came storming back. The Panther pair impressed Carroll's coach Stoffel. They played really well in that 3rd set. Mallory Shue hammers this point home. And Ankenbrook helping out too. These girls seem to like playing up there at the net. They're fearless. They won 6 straight games to take that 3rd set, 6-2, which means they ultimately won that match in the sectional final. What a wonderful way for those girls to end their season.
They weren't afraid to hit at the net, and they weren't afraid to win. And that's the key thing. They were not afraid to win.
Now we're seeing the second singles court, Cecilia Martin versus Zoe Skyver. At this point, up 3-2 in games is Martin, but down in the set, she battles her way back to deuce. Nice return, now it's add in. She'd get another and take that game, now up 4-3 in set 1, and won the next 2 games as well, so Martin at this point is up 1-0. Now opposite the way that it went in the first, the second set, Cecilia started down in games. But after this nice return, she erases that deficit, takes the lead in the match's second set. She won 2 straight games. But Zoe Skyver wasn't second team All-SAC for nothing. She's still fighting. Here's her 4th point in a row later in that second set, so she's hanging around. She actually tied it up at 3 games apiece. Here's Skyver on a spike, but just too much on it. Missed opportunity, and unfortunately for her, those didn't go unpunished. Martin ended up beating Skyver in the final 3 games to take the set. Both sets ended with a score of 6-3, and Martin got the dub on singles court number 2.
She's always fighting out there. I love it. She has longer matches, but that's just because her competition is really tough. And I think she's very consistent, and by being consistent, that really helps our team.
A good matchup on the top singles court as well. Jill Soloway, the only undefeated number 1 in the SAC this season, first team all-conference naturally. She's going against Carroll's Maggie Brennan. And it was Brennan that got hot right away, burying a couple returns early, turning it on. Here's another good return. She won 6 straight games to take set 1, and this point here won her game number 1 of set number 2. But Soloway stuck around some more. Here she is getting the better of Brennan. She won herself a game a little bit later on, but Brennan kept bringing the pressure, and she secured a sectional win on the top singles court. The score in straight sets, 6-0 and 6-1. But let's not diminish that Soloway is a really skilled player and that she'll be missed at Snyder.
The bad thing about being number 1 is you always play everybody's one. And when you play Carroll, that's kind of an uphill battle, but she really played well.
Looking at the top doubles court, we find ourselves in set 1, game 5. Charger Crew takes its first points of that game. Some sauce on that one. They feel good. Snyder slows down the Charge just a bit with this nice deep shot, and that gives them a 40-15 lead, and after the next point, the score stood 3-2 in the first set. So now we're on to game 6. And Sam Hess up front in the face. Absolute smash from Sam. Carroll's clicking on that court. Emily Davis served up an ace right afterwards. Honestly, not a lot of trouble from here on out. Davis and Hess won the next 9 games in a row to take it in straight sets. And here's the match point. After that, Carroll became the queens of the top doubles court in the sectional. Davis and Hess beat Lexi Mathias and Ella Clark by a score of 6-2 and 6-0. Also dominant was Tori Skender, Carroll's third single. Now, Snyder's normal third single, Grace Saunders, she didn't feel well enough to compete in the sectional final, and that's tough because she became a presence late in the year, came into her own as a single, really. And taking her place was Olivia McGillicuddy, who's pretty young compared to the senior Skender. The senior looked sharp, looked the part. Bullet with the backhand helped her win game number 2, and a little later, Skender still silky. Finding where McGillicuddy is not, nice job there. In the end, Skender swept her singles court, notching a dub in the sectional match in straight sets, both 6-0. Despite a single match victory on Saturday, Snyder's season was nothing to scoff at.
Oh, this has been a great year. 14-7, part of the SAC championship. You know, every player can play. So it's been a great year. Very, very nice year.
I think it's great. It's been a long time since we've won SAC or even, I think, been to sectional finals. So just for that, it's a good representation of Snyder tennis and a good legacy to leave for the underclassmen to keep that up.
And as for the Chargers, they're hosting the regional round right here, and you can catch them back in action on Tuesday. Pretty quick turnaround. Until then, this has been Blake Baker with Summit City Sports.